All right then. All right then. Welcome to my stream, everyone. This is Venu, and I'm here to potentially play a few games of chess. So, a small background about me is that I'm a 1600 to 1700 rated club level player, and I'm just trying to play chess after a few weeks away, or after a few months away from the game. And here we go. A fair warning that I might break out into a Russian accent throughout this stream. That's because I just used to Russian commentary of chess games, and I constantly have that voice running in my head when I play chess. Well, I said I wouldn't, play chess in 2020, and here I'm breaking it. I said I wouldn't eat sweets. I'm eating chocolate. So also said that I'd never blunder again after my last blunder, like all of us do, and I keep blundering. So let's see how it goes. Okay, then let me close a bunch of tabs and start. We're going to play 3 plus 2, and looks like we have black in the first game. Knight of 3. Let's go to d5. d4, you generally play knight of 6 in this position. Bishop f4 with the idea of e3. What's happening to my arrows? We're going to draw an arrow. I don't know. I think e6, bishop d6 should be pretty decent. He's trying to get me to capture his bishop, and he's trying to get this h file, which I'm not going to give him. Against such players, what you should do is just castle and just play knight bd7, c6. It's obviously a blunder, but this has to be good for me. I mean, after e5, I'm threatening the move pawn e4, so he has to take, and these two central pawns look super mighty. He has to go bishop e2 now. And after e4, my knight can get to... So the only problem I see in my position is I don't have this c5 thrust. So this bishop needs to get out, and I need to play knight b6 or knight c5. Just taking some time to decide which is better. Or even knight e5 is not so bad. So after knight e5, knight d2. Of course, I can play something like this. Probably should capture with the other knight. Yeah, I should probably capture with this knight. And then he's probably going to play h3, just kicking this knight. And this knight is just going to come back. And the argument is that he's playing white, and he should be doing better than this. Here now, queen e2. I'm looking at queen b6 with the eye on the b2 pawn. My mouse really sucks. I think I should get a new mouse soon. Just playing b3, playing it safe. The big issue I have is this knight on d4, which can't be kicked. My knight's never going to get anywhere. So I don't know if knight e5 was the best choice. Maybe knight c5. But knight c5 runs into the same issues as this. I think he shouldn't have done this, because now he's kind of freeing up my pieces. His argument is he'll take with the knight, and then he will have c4 square for the knight, but I of course have a knight on e5, which gets activated, and my knight can actually get to d3. So he has to take with the pawn and disconnect these two pawns, which in all honesty should be not so bad for me, because now I can play something like rook c5, hopefully not blundering anything. I think there was knight b3 though. This just runs into queen c7, just more pressure on c4 pawn. Yeah, the c4 pawn is going to suffer quite a bit at this point. Just the other rook gets to c8, and the c4 pawn is hanging from all angles. I can even play b5 if necessary. The idea being that if you take with the knight, I take with the rook, I think. Oh no, there's no checkmate, so because of h2 square. But okay, now white is struggling to control. So he's just giving up this pawn. His argument is he will take on b7, but I can of course play b6 first, because this pawn can't be defended. I don't need to give him anything, but I'm giving him the c6 square, which I'm not a huge fan of. Yeah, I'm giving him the b5 square, c6 square, etc. Now he's trying to say that he has the a7 pawn. I'm just looking at if I can take. No, I can't. So I can just go queen. Can I just take this? Rook takes knight. Queen takes rook is the problem. Not pawn takes rook, yeah. The queen takes rook is a huge issue. So let's just play this. Just exchange the queens and try to put some pressure. He can of course take on a7, but I think he'll just take and take on a7. But the idea is that the knight might be trapped. It's probably not trapped though. Just play rook here. Just try to capture. Okay, he's playing pretty well. But now of course rook c5, and then the knight goes to b4. He's just saying that. He's just saying I can't even take on a2 now. He's kind of outplayed me in the last few moves, so I have to play h6 to be able to take on a2. Now he's gonna go knight b4, but knight b4 I have. Okay, this I don't know. I mean, this is just okay. He has these two pawns, but can't really hold on to them for very long. I think just knight b4 was okay. So I got to play better the next game. I think I've just blundered the game away. Yeah, this was terrible. It's after all such a simple plan that I should have seen in the end game, and that was not a good start. Let's just try to play better the next game. We have a Ruy Lopez Berlin defense. Castle's knight takes e4, d4, knight d6, bishop takes c6, d takes c6, queen takes queen, king takes queen, but he doesn't. He goes for the d6 Berlin. In the d6 Berlin, how are you supposed to play? Can you play a d3? No, d3 is too boring, no? c3. It's allowing him to take on this diagonal. I'm trying to transfer it into some sort of Italian game. c3, d3, h3, knight d2, knight f1 kind of ideas, but bishop e7, bishop c2. Probably bishop c2 was a waste of a move, but it's okay. h3, rook e1. Yeah, this is getting into some sort of Breyer territory. But you know, Kasparov always used to say that a knight on. Now he's just blundering a pawn. I think he blundered a pawn in the last move, and I just didn't see it. Continuing with my terrible life choices today. Knight f1. Now the knight can get to f5 and be a pretty strong piece in conjunction with d4 and the bishop on c2 controlling f5. and the knight goes to g3. This is just standard stuff. He's probably going to take because he can't allow the knight to get to f5. No? But then I have two bishops against two knights, and that's almost at my level. Always favorable towards the guy with the two bishops. I think just here I can just play knight f5 and d4 for any shenanigans relating to. So what is the point of this knight f5, you may ask? Well, there is no large point, and that's part of playing amateur level chess. But I want to probably take on g7 sometime and then play with the idea that I have this queen check, bishop at 6 perhaps, I don't know, all these squares, or just even bishop at 6 now, g at 6, queen g4. Okay, he's not basically trying to get his knight to c4, so let's just play b3 to stop everything. So he has no play. This is the peril of blitz chess. You just play one move and just hope it works for the best. I can even play, yeah, he's getting sick of the knight. Technically, you can just play queen g4 here. Knight at 6, knight f7, no? Or bishop at 6. Okay, knight at 6. Of course, he has to play king g7. Yeah, he can't of course take. This can get a bit tricky. Let's just play d4 for the long run. Queen d6, I have this little trick queen. Oh my goodness. Sorry. What a disgusting start. What a disgusting start. Two queen blunders to start the day. I'm going to just try to play a Nimzo variation. It's called the Leningrad Nimzo. I usually get my knight to e4, but in this position I need to be careful that it blunders my queen, of course. Knight bd7, castles, castles, c5, queen c7. I probably need to take the knight soon. I think he can play something good. I think he can play knight e4 here. Yeah, I'm not interested in that knight anyway. So, and that bishop anyway, that was supposed to be given away. c5, queen c7, and stepping out of the pin and knight e4 now. This can't be bad for black. I mean, it's just, of course, this is protecting this. Other knight gets to f6. This is a very standard setup that I play often, and I'm looking for my first win. Of course, I'm not going to take any risks. Bishop d3, nothing really happens in these positions. I mean, it's just okay, cool. I mean, he doesn't have bishop takes h7. I don't even know what he's trying, but his knight on f3 is now weak. This bishop is hitting. Let's open that up and let's start playing for the queen with the queen. d5. I think queen e5 is more useful here than the pawn. I think pawn takes is also good, because I want my queen to come to this square. I think I'll just play queen e5 here with the idea of queen g5. bad things can happen to him very fast. Queen h5. So the question here is whether I should take. Probably not take. I think I should just play. I think you play f4, queen h4, f2 pawn under some pressure. Strange move. Obviously, he's just blundered this, I think. Yeah, he's just blundered. Now rook or queen. Let's take with the rook. Just to keep things good, interesting. Sure, that pawn. I mean, just knight g4, yeah. Just so many things falling apart for my opponent. This has to be very sad for him. Queen h. I mean, this is just queen takes f2, queen h2 mate. Oh, it's not. Of course not. That was the trap. Probably going to take. Now queen takes f2 is definitely on. One check, king e7 or king e8. Sure. I mean, if this is all we want to play, please go ahead. King can run. Just king here. King here. King runs all the way to h4. So I believe that this should be made somehow. It should be made, no? Yeah. This was a good win. Okay. Now let's start. King's Indian defense. I don't know about knight h6. Let's just play e4 and control the f5 square. Let's play bishop b2. I don't know what he's playing. Bishop here. Queen d2 comes with the tempo. g4. Sure, h3. f5 is going to run into e5. My opponent is clearly trying to rabble-rouse, and he's going to pay the price for it. Let's play knight f3. Queen a5, not so good move. This castle. Don't fall for cheap tricks. Now he is running into some trouble. No, after e6, no? Maybe not, just take and take on e7 maybe. Or just play knight g5 or something. Just rook d1. Actual play. If he plays knight f6, then I think I will play. What does f4 even do? I don't see the point of the move f4. I can play queen e7 just to scare him, of course. Let's just play queen e7 to scare him and knight g5 with knight f7 ideas. Or even knight e6 ideas. He's just activating my pieces. If he takes on c4, he's just allowing my bishop into the game. I could have actually taken on d5 maybe first, but I didn't want to do that. I think knight e6 is very strong here. After knight e6, he has to play maybe bishop f6. Yeah, he had to do that, didn't he? But now knight f7 check. There has to be a knockout blow here. Knight f7 check. I need my other pieces into the game. No, that didn't work. So let's just play knight e6 and exchange one pair of pieces. Then play bishop f3 or something. Take and play bishop f3. Or now I'm threatening pawns on d5 maybe? No, I'm not actually. I think I've let him off the hook a bit. I couldn't find a good follow-up after knight f6. Maybe I should have seen that move. Okay, this has to be good for me eventually. Just the takes, and he's just given a pawn for nothing. I don't know why he gave the pawn. Well, sure, you can play a rook here. Queen f3 or queen d3. Queen c2 even. Queen c2 is just okay. There's nothing here to see. I'm just a pawn up. This f4 pawn's really not doing anything at the moment. Sure, queen g5, bishop f3. No tricks. Absolutely no tricks available on the h3 pawn. Sure, threaten d4. I just play d5 and get the bishop to the middle of the board. Now I get another pawn or what? I like that endgame for me. Just play b3 and bishop d5. Two pawns up, easy chess. Think just queen g6 here. I can just take. Sure. Play bishop d5. Thank you very much. I think I could have just played queen takes g4. I don't even know why I didn't do that. Yeah, this is just a man who has lost his way, desperately trying to hang on to something or the other. Now bishop takes f3, it just resigns. Or even queen takes f3, it just resigns. Sure. Let's try queen h2 ideas. Just g3. queen h5, queen g2. So this is a kind of a tough ending, but I think I should be winning this. Let's activate my rook and start this, get this party started, or just start with checks. Let's start with checks actually. And now we're going to start with no. I don't want to lose the a2 pawn at all. Sure, he's got the exchange, I think, but that bishop was way more valuable. Yeah, he's played well, but I think still the bishop and the pawns must be too much. There's bishop g2. So still I'm winning. Yeah, I mean, okay, he's just blundered the rook. So he wants a rematch. He's a good player. Let's see what he can do. So he's playing this way, which I'm not a huge fan of. Usually knight c3, queen a5, knight c6, knight f6, knight here. Sure, it's a cute little trick. Of course, I'm not going to blunder my queen. Queen b6, rook b2, sure. Bishop b6, triple O, king b1. I think that actually benefits me because his knight is misplaced. I think he's blundered his way into this game. He wants to take with the knight, which I'm not going to allow, of course. So I just need to play knight d4 or something and just get some pieces going, and I have a good attack on his king side. Yeah, he can't stand my knight for sure. So if the knight gets to e6, he plays f5, then I play. Okay, this is not so bad. Takes, rook takes f7. Okay, that's cute. Then there's knight f4, no? Knight f4, bishop d6. So I want to get a check and grab this rook somehow. I want to play some innocuous looking move that actually threatens a lot. Let's just play bishop d6. The idea is to play knight somewhere fancy. Maybe bishop c5, queen. So here he wants me to play knight f4, obviously, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to get the F file and play a rook. I think he's just going to bring his other rook. Oh wow, he didn't do that. That's surprising. Bishop here. Obviously wants nothing to do with that. Queen takes d4. Oh. Yeah, his threat is that I will lose the knight, but of course I have this check before taking. Again, he's trying a little trick, which is of course not even a good trick. I can play queen. I can play knight f4 first of all, or queen c6, or queen c6. Let's say queen c6. Yeah. Need to watch out for my back rank. I'm going to play knight g5 next, but knight g5 runs into knight takes g5 course. This is maybe some coordination for me. I see. That's a decent enough trick. I gotta be careful about blundering my rook, is the idea. Knight g7 is the only move? Or is it? Knight here. Oh, he takes with check. Okay, never mind. Knight g7. He's playing pretty well. I have to give him that. I think queen d4 is such an annoying move here. Queen f3. He's blundered, I think. I think he's blundered completely now. Not really. Yeah, queen e2. a6 now. One tempo. This pawn is really a thorn in my flesh. But I need to reroute my knight somehow. This I'm not a fan of because I have this check now, no? The point of that check, you may ask, is to start. Yeah, let's just reroute the knight. I think he'll play rook c2 now. Rook c2, I have queen d4, threatening nothing really. Yeah, knight d6, and the knight is rerouted successfully. Rook c2, I wanted to play queen d4. Still the knight is not having enough squares, which is irritating me a lot. If his queen moves off controlling the square. Okay, there are just too many pieces. I have this trick h3. Yeah. This I expected. I mean, I was just seeing if I can allow him to take. I really can't. So queen h8 it is. Passive but necessary. Okay, he starts hitting f2. Knight is completely... Okay, he's going to play a4 now. This is a sucker punch. Yeah, oh dear. Good God. I blundered completely. This is just dropping the game. He shouldn't have taken. He should have taken with the queen. Because now he's allowing rook f3. I think he's allowed rook f3 there. No, I don't know. Maybe rook f3, king g2, nothing. Six. The system doesn't work. I don't even know what he's trying. Knight c3, bishop e2, king here. Maybe you just play h4, h5. No. The only difference, my friend, is that I have this move here. It's just given a piece, full piece for some reason. Queen d2, and I'm just a piece up. And just play knight f3. Let's not get wound up. Let's just play classic chess. This knight is a monster. Sure. Give me that bishop. So it's a cute check, but there's just knight back. I see. Is that trouble? There is some trouble, but how do I get out of it exactly? Such a fancy way of getting out of trouble now. I think he'll play knight c5, which is kind of essential in this position. If he plays h6, then I have rook e3 first, and then knight f3. Oh, did I? If he moves this f rook, that would really be game, set, and match. But of course, he is going for the f2 pawn, which is encouraging to say the least. I think he can play knight f3 first. But then that stops my rook h3 idea being very useful. But I have a good plan. I have queen d4, exchanging the queens, and then I'm just he's just trying to make a draw, but I can play rook f3 here, no? Okay. The nasty pin has been removed. Oh, I just blundered. Oh, I didn't actually. Sure. If you want to go ahead and do this, thank you very much. I mean, you know what they say? Easy win. This is now just elementary. Sure, g3, just. The knight will be chopped off very soon. What's he even doing? I don't know. I'm not going to play like how I played the last game. I'm going to play it more carefully this time against this guy. He seems to like wasting a lot of moves. Sure. He has this idea that somehow getting a knight to f4 is the answer to all his problems. But he often seems to ignore the counter threats that come with such positions. I think d4, yeah, this is fine still. It's just you have a bunch of space, but you don't really have much else going for you. If you play like this, it's just knight e8 and f6. Okay. I mean, I don't see the point of such play, but okay, whatever suits his boat. For a second I thought I had knight takes here. Of course he has knight takes back. This pawn's not going anywhere, trust me. He's overextended clearly. Random exchange sacrifice. Mate. It was very nearly a good sacrifice till you missed that I can take with a pawn. I see what you relied on there, and I can totally understand your temptation to go for this. Now I just give the piece back, maybe? Now I chop off this pawn. Fine, king h8. Knight g5 and ggwp. If you don't take, it's just knight g5. If you play knight d5, maybe knight e4 is good here. This has to be GG. Really has to be GG. Maybe he has, yeah, knight e4 maybe came a move too late. The queen will never move from e7. And if I just get this rook up, maybe rook g7 here. Sure, you can take on f6, but I don't see the point. Other rook goes to g8. Queen d7. Queen d4. This has to win completely for me now. Queen d4 has to be GG. Yeah, this is not going to last too long. Sure, you can try to get f6, but of course I have king g7. Get the king active in the endgame. Principle 101. I'm just up the exchange clearly in this position. Just play king f7, king e7. Did I just give up the pawn? h6. This has to be GG soon. So all I need to do is work out a winning king and pawn ending, which I already have. This is beautiful. Yeah. This was a very well played game by me. Who is this writing rush? I don't know. Okay. This seems to be, I don't know, this is just a bit stupid of me. Okay, just bishop c5 maybe. Okay, this guy's playing well. 97. I'm probably going to lose this game. I haven't had the best of openings. So I want to know who Rating Rush is. Joined 1 day ago. I mean, he's beaten a bunch of. How's he not got a rating? He's done something weird, which I hope chess.com can take a look at. Because of course he's played this bunch of 1500s that he's beaten here and not gained a rating for it. So I don't know. He's not really a 400 as much as his rating would like us to believe. Fine, let's just castle. This guy's a good player and I'm going to lose this game because I haven't. Yeah, he's a good player. I mean, he's playing good, a strong opening, really. Maybe queen e8. Okay, he's trying some things. Maybe I should kick this with h6, but I'm sure I'll regret it because he just goes back. Then I play queen e8. Maybe I should play d6 or something. d6 doesn't do anything because he'll just take, and then be better. Maybe d5. d5 frees up some space, but then f6 square. Okay, this is just lost. I mean, of course he has knight f6 check. Yeah, h6 just didn't feel right. Let's see knight f6 and My only saving grace is I have knight g6 in this position, but even after knight g6, yeah, he's just going to bring his queen soon, so I need to be ready for this. So the idea is to open up the defense, yeah, but he's being very precise with his moves. King h7 is not possible. The two knights are just too strong. Knight g6 needs to... Yeah, now he's hitting at 6. This guy's good. I mean, I could see it from the opening. If he's 400, then yeah, I probably haven't played chess. Let's try to grimly hang on with knight g8. But chess.com really, I mean, okay, fine. I mean, I'm not saying that he's cheating with the computer or anything. I'm just saying that his rating is not 400 for sure. It's just I'm going to lose a bunch of rating points, which is fine. I mean, it's just chess.com. Now I'm hitting his knight on h4. Queen takes h4 is possible. Knight g8. Maybe I've not defended this so badly, yeah? Okay, let's snap this and play queen g5 and try to hang on more. I'm just hanging on, maybe f4, I don't know. I'm not so scared of exchanging the queens because of course I'm a piece up. And if he doesn't exchange queens, he's going to lose another piece. So I think I've got this, but yeah, the queen's off the board definitely improves my situation at this point. And this dangerous pass pawn is off the board as well. Now it feels like I'm winning, but for some reason I'm still not convinced. I think this guy's really strong still. Nah. So he's trying to get my rooks out of sync so that he can play some fork, which I don't think I should allow, of course. But more than that, I'm thinking of playing... I need to activate my knight. I think I'll play knight to e5. I'll play knight e5 and then see what to do. But I like the sense of humor of having I400 rating. Yeah, he's just chopped off my knight to not allow any shenanigans like that. He's gone back with his knight, so I have to activate my other knight. Let's just try to activate some pieces and swap off these rooks, then try to win this ending. Yeah, I have to win this ending. I'm a piece up, clear piece up, +3, d5, and this has to be over. This has to be over. I can't lose this from here. Come on. Famous last words, but the knights are always very dangerous. Bishop c5 has to help. I need to guard my c6 pawn very carefully. Just as I say that, he's gone to my c6 pawn already. Yeah. This guy's good. I mean, as I keep saying, this, he is very good. 94. If I don't start creating threats, he's going to start gobbling up all my pawns. 400, like, yeah, sure. 400. Yeah, I don't want to get too vulgar. BB6, knight. Oh man. Oh man, I see what he's trying. He would have put his knight on here and then just gobbled up this pawn as well, which is not going to happen anymore. Surely he's at least a class A player, or at least equal strength as me. And I'm just going to try to gobble up some pawns myself. I think his c2 pawn is a bit weak. Yeah, his c2 pawn has to fall. Come on. I do enjoy playing this guy, I have to admit. Yeah, now I should be winning. Okay, don't jinx it. Of course, the good thing about this is the bishop controls the squares for the knight, and the knight controls the square, so his knight is kind of useless now. But what a fight. Oh, I see. The idea is, okay, after this, is to take on g2. Then protect this pawn from here. I've lost another pawn, of course. But that pawn is okay to lose because of some ideas. I think he knows that he can't. Yeah, this guy has been putting up such a good fight. I swear to God, I don't know how to mate with a bishop and knight, so I think he can give up his knight for the 3 pawns and I'll be lost. I don't know his plan, so let me just quickly get on with mine. King to the same color square. This is basics. Interesting. But at the same time, isn't this a blunder? Maybe it's not, I don't know. Now this pawn pushes. Oh, he's playing for my time. Jesus Christ. Hey, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Play with increments, come on. I had won that game, it's okay. It's just... Okay, we got an IMSO Indian here. Good game though. I mean, I didn't notice that there was a time factor to it. We've transposed into Ragozin. Or maybe not, it's still IMSO Indian because I played Queen C2. Yeah, Bishop F4. I think Bishop D2 is the line. I can't quite remember whether Bishop D2 or Bishop F4 is the line. Rating Rush is a good player. And the reason he's rated 400 is because he's playing unrated games. And that's fine by me. I just realized that the point of this is to learn. Playing such good players, of course, helps. Okay, he went for a... Actually, he was a much better player in the last game. He deserved to win. He went for Bishop takes h6, which he didn't need to. And okay, he just... I did win with a piece up, but that's expected. So 94, standard Ragozin stuff. I'm supposed to take with the bishop. And then 92. Okay, he takes here. Can I just play this little trick? Bishop takes h7, bishop h7 check? Let's try that. I mean, it has to work, no? I at least get the g6 pawn. Now to get the piece back, you have to do that. And then I just snap off queen takes g6. And bishop h6, this has to be something that he completely... I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, I see why he went for it. I'm sure he was aware of just recapturing, but he wanted to be a bit stylish, which you should never blame. But now this runs into some, it has to run into something, no? Queen f7 maybe? Queen f7 95 or just 95? I think just 95. I'm looking at this line, bishop e5 check, knight takes e5, knight takes e5, rook takes queen, knight f7, king g8. No, the knight gets trapped, so probably not the best idea. Just play safe. I'm happy with this move that I found here. Bishop d3, rook e8. I really like this move here. Bishop h7 check. That really got me into a better position. Yeah, queen e8. I can understand why he wants to go for this, but in this case I will just go check. Very brave, very brave, very, very brave. Once again, my opponent is being very brave. Queen g4, rook g6 probably. King h7 is a bit asking for some trouble. Can we be counter brave here? Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, Jesus Christ. Did I just miss that? I mean, come on, Rating Rush, you're a very good player. I mean, just stop pretending to be bad. And yeah, I see that you're going for style points, and I really enjoy the games, but at the same time, you know, this looks like a Marshall structure. Bishop d6. Very good chess still. Knight g4, queen h4 is coming. It took me 10 seconds to get mate in one, and here he's giving the exchange again, playing on purpose to prove that piece activity is more than. Just so you know, Rating Rush, I was raised with a good sense of humor as well. I have some ideas. Sure, bishop f4, d3. The point of d3 was to play this. Oh, he goes bishop e3, then I pick up the pawn maybe. As I said, I was raised with a good sense of humor as well. And bishop e3, queen takes d4. What? I see. He defends it that way. In which case you just take and still grab a pawn. Very good stuff. And now I'm just an exchange up, but beating this guy. He's of course a better player than me. He's just trying to win with style, and he's hacking in a piece in the first game. He could have just played rook g6 or something. The second game, yeah, I mean, he missed bishop h7 check, but of course he played with some style to try to win with style, and the reason, of course, is that he wants to win with style, so he played this move with the king, which just gave checkmate to me on a platter. Now I'm just controlling the squares for the knight. That's my main try. I'm not going to take because there's no point. The point is to not let the knight into the game. So the knight is trying to come into the game through d5, so you just take, and don't allow the knight through d5. Yeah, rook c7 I'm not so scared of. Bishop c7 I'm not so scared of. because now you are allowing something like rook d2, rook e2. Rook e2 is not yet an option, but of course I can play rook c2, bishop e4, and after bishop e4, yeah, I'm not going to fall for that, of course. If you play knight f, okay, why is he giving me, I see, let's just play h6, h3, bishop e4, g2 pawn is hit, so he has to take. Let's say rook d8 check, king h7, yeah, king h7, and now he's going to try to take f7 pawn or a7 pawn, in which case I will grab on c4, he grabs on f7. Sure, go ahead, take on f7, check, king f8. I mean, this is not so easy. He's given up g2, and he's given up h3 as well, or I can just play f6 just to be, you can never be too careful. Let's just play f6 to save the pawn. He will take on a7, and I will take on c. I can't take on c4, of course. I have to play rook h2 tempo. After rook h2 tempo, I'm threatening rook h1 mate, in which case he has to, yeah, he has to save that checkmate. Take on h3. I have to win this ending. I mean, it's just. c4 and a3 are both hanging. Yeah, if you play that way, I'm just going to take on c4 now. I see he's saying that he'll go to a5. But you have a huge problem, my friend, which is the problem of checkmate on b1. Since you have a light squared bishop, you can't really, I mean, if you have a dark squared bishop, so you can't really stop checkmate. Good game. Sure, you can block with the bishop. You have lost the bishop as well. He's creating some problems. Two rooks against one should. Yeah. Very good player. Very good player. Please. Please, I'm not going to take the England Gambit, sorry. I hate playing against it. I will not underestimate this guy one bit. He is really good. So I have no idea how to play against this. And he's going to take on d. He can't even take on d5, so I'm wondering what that was about. Knight f3, he's going to play e4 and annoy the shit out of me. I want to play e4 myself, which I do not advise. h3. We got this Berlin Wall kind of structure. Bishop d3 is going to stop all shenanigans. It doesn't seem to stop all shenanigans for some reason. He's sacking a pawn, and now I'm going to just. This is a good try. It's definitely a good try. Very good move. Yeah, he's going to take on c3. Now, of course, we have our signature move, pawn t5, bishop h7 check, bishop e4, maybe even bishop f5, queen e4 was better. But now you have queen e2 coming. Bishop threatens b7 as well. Queen e2. Queen e2, queen f6 probably. Very good player. Again, very good moves. He's being defensively sound. I'm pretty sure I'm blundering something. But what I'm trying to do is hit a7. Let's go pawn grabbing. Pawn grabbing time. Just grab on a7 for no reason other than the fact that I can always... He's going to sack on h3 for sure. I think that bishop is more powerful than his knight. Come on, sack on h3. Queen g5. Come on, you know you want to do it. But I have bishop g2, so the bishop is actually saving me kind of right now. And I'm going to stop your ideas by playing this move queen d4. I'm really sorry, I really like your idea. But now your knight is not mobile enough for your attack. So yeah, you can sack a bunch of times on h3, but I have bishop g2, which saves everything. If you play this way, you just are running into queen takes d6, and I'm a couple of pawns up in the ending. But of course, you have proved that you could play with the bishop and the knight, so you could play with the knight, and you're a better player with the knight than I am with the bishop. So you're probably going to still have a draw in your hand, but I think there's very little danger of me losing this from here. But then again, this guy's good, so let's never say never. But yeah, he's going for this. His b7 pawn is in big danger. I bet he plays b5 or something. Yes, b5. The key to such positions is to understand that you have a lot of time, right? And try to map out a plan. But as Phoebe Buffay would say, I don't even have a plan. Mischief managed. Rook e4, yeah. Rook d5 is good because now you just gotta threaten the knight, and he'll play b4 maybe. I don't know. This is still good. I think black is still fine. Black is of course objectively not fine, but given that I'm one of the players, black is definitely fine. But I'm arguing that his knight is not good enough. I'm sure I blunder something. It's not an easy ending at all. So I do have the king in a good position, if I'm being very honest. Sure, he's managed to exchange some pieces maybe, or has he? Jesus, fucking hell, fucking hell, that was terrible. Jesus Christ, that was so bad. No. Bishop c4. That's fine. It was so upsetting. I mean, I had so much. I mean, that was terrible. Sweet Jesus, that was bad. I can't believe I blundered that after so many years of playing chess. Yeah, this is one common trick to play knight e4. Yeah. For queen d7, what is the plan? Knight e5, queen c8, knight e5 still. I don't care of knight e5 so much. Maybe I'll play knight c6 or something. I don't know. Oh, I just gave up the pawn on d4 as the point. That's fine. I'll just castle. Still upset by my blunder. I mean, rook takes f7. What was that? Rook f7, knight takes f7. That was just disgusting. Disgusting chess. Just castle. I see what he's going for. He'll play knight takes e6 and I'll play queen takes e6 default, and then there is no knight of... Oh, there is knight f6 check. The point is that I can't take with the queen because of queen takes f6. Yeah. So GGWP. GG. But I'm going to play something like this. I'm not going to give up my bishops because I only like giving up queens. Let's resign this game. Disgraceful. I dare him to play Queen's Indian, but he plays some sort of delayed Nimzo, which is still fine by me. Taking these, you just play Queen C2, Bishop F4. C5 is interesting. Almost this rook d1 never works usually. Tried it anyway. Need to be wary of this. So he's fishing for that already. Maybe. That's my idea, even though I'm a bit underdeveloped. Maybe I could have... No, actually with my queen on c2, maybe the bishop... I was thinking bishop takes h6 might work at some variation. GG. GG, I should say. E5? Yeah. So knight takes b7. Let's just not complicate matters. I think he'll play d5 now, given this guy's sense of humor. Of course, knight e4 is strong too. So I need to play with threats, queen f3. It's a decent move. It does increasingly feel like I want to see if this guy came from my YouTube stream or is it one of my friends? So can't quite say. So yeah, he's probably come from a stream. Now e3 bishop c4. He's obviously calculating something that is like something like knight c3 or something. But the queen is hit. I think the best move here would be to simply move the queen. But I must be missing something because there's... Why? Did I miss something? Maybe. He's a pawn up. Good job. You tricked me. He'll castle faster. Very good job. But he's given the pawn back, I believe. Queen takes d5, rook e1. I can't castle, that's the point. I don't know. Let's go for it. It's just chess. Of course I can't castle now. Or can I? Let's play castle and king h8, no? Oh, I can't. Knight c3. Good start. Good move. Good move. As Trump would say, very good genes. What do you do after knight c3? I don't know. It just looks to me like I'm a clean piece up. Maybe not so straightforward, yeah? The idea is, of course, this mate on f7. But what after rook f8? What do you do? Bishop d7. Knight takes h7, of course. Should I be okay giving up the exchange? Probably not. Rook f5 is the sharpest move here. Since when has being sharp had anything to do with there's some threat here. It's very stylish, it's very cute, it's an excellent move. I just need some space to breathe with the king. This is just too interesting. Just queen c8, king e7. I need to play something like a5, get the other rook into the game. It's a very strong attack for a piece, but it's actually 2 pieces down because this knight is now going to be snapped off soon. I mean, as in at least exchange soon. And then that might not be so bad for me after all. I still am wondering why he resigned the previous game. Let's quickly take a look at it. Did he just mate me? Can't believe I fell for that. Sorry. Last game, maybe? No, it's the last game, probably. Or let's play 10 games, yeah? d5, let's take this elephant gambit. Knight d4, c5, knight b3. Pretty sure I'm falling for some very basic gambit here, because I'm not a 1e4 player, in case you guys didn't know. Bishop c4, castles, it can't lose probably, so it's okay. Probably not better or anything, but it's okay. It's just played in a coffee house setting. The metaphorical coffee house, not the literal one, of course, because of the current circumstances not allowing us to have good things. This is definitely losing. I can't say why, but I don't feel good playing this move d3 because the bishop seems a bit cramped. Yeah, that's probably why. Because bishop b6 and he's going to play a. Of course he's going to play. Let's just spin him. I mean, I don't care. He's going to have a semi-passed pawn. Again, a long pause. Look at my some messages. 8-6. Here we have it. Will he play g5 or knight g6? Probably knight g6, no? I want to know, I'd love to know the point behind these moves, because I really don't see. I mean, as in I'm sure there's a point, I'm just like trying to say that there is, I hope there is. I couldn't come up with these moves, let's put it that way. Okay, it's going to take on e3, but I get a pawn on f6, no? No, probably not. King h1, then what? Maybe bishop f2 was possible, but I didn't want to be that guy who played bishop f2 in that position. So I have some sort of reverse Berlin Wall with these pawns here. It does feel like he has more activity. So let's just get some activity going ourselves. That knight looks strong. That knight looks really strong. To me, it looks strong. bg5, why though? Why do you want to exchange the bishop? And then after this, what do you do? Okay, I resign. That's what we do. GG. Very GG. Let's play Sicilian just to be different. Yeah, I need to beat this guy 2 times in the last 2 games to have equality going. I forgot how to play against 3 bishop b5 check, if I'm being very honest. I think knight c6 is okay. d4, cd, and d. How can I possibly not see these tactics? I don't know. Like, you wouldn't think that I've played this game for a very long time now. The amount of tactics I miss is incredible. I'm just playing bishop g6, bishop g7, Fian Shadow because I remember Magnus Carlsen playing that in the Rossolimo variation, and I don't even know. I know that this is not even the Rossolimo. So I just know that that diagonal is good for me eventually. Ah, Jesus Christ. He's made me play bishop c8 now. I want to cry for how badly I've played this position. I'm sure I'm missing a million things here. Knight c6, of course. I want to cry so badly. Come on, mate. He's completely... So from even in the games that I won, I know that he's played better than me, so it's very hard to take this game. Yeah, bishop f4 is something I expected here. It's obvious. He obviously is playing for some trick. Just a4, yeah. This is what I was kind of hoping for. This kind of lets me out of jail a bit. Or it doesn't. It does actually. I mean, sure, you can take... I don't know. I'm done with this guy, or I'm just done for the day maybe. GG. Last game. Thoroughly deflating. Let's try something new. Yeah, decent position, but I would say he's better overall. I mean, white is better, but for the day, he's been better, I'm sure. I have to admit, I'm getting a bit tired of this, so I will probably screw this up somehow. Sure, I mean, castle, who cares? Just dominate the b file. He didn't want knight e5, so he can't move knight. There are some inroads to make. Those inroads will involve these two knights coming in to the game. So both of them would like to get to e5 or b6. Both sides have completely frozen up their position. Queen b6 now is interesting. Of course, knight e5 is very interesting too. I think rook b8 was a moment of frustration from him. He could have just played king h7 or something. Now he's allowed the a5 pawn to drop. Now he's trying e5, which I'm not going to honor with a response. I'm just going to start rolling my a pawn with queen b4 or something. I think my knight getting into the game is good for us. Knight d3. This knight is doing a very good job blocking these two squares for anything to invade. Knight d3 can be a bit annoying, but knight d3 queen b6 maybe? Then this pawn starts dropping, and I don't think black can afford two pawns to drop on the queen side at this point. Queen b6, what do you do? Queen d3, knight f3. a6, a7. This blunders a pawn for some. Okay, takes. It doesn't blunder the pawn. Very important to remember that the rook is hanging. Okay, knight e4 is just... He's panicking needlessly for that pawn. It's not actually going anywhere. The rook is... I think he's going to play knight takes c5. Jesus. I think a7 works here, right? a7, queen takes b1 check. Queen takes b1, rook takes b1 as mate. So turns out it doesn't. Or am I just lost here? Am I just lost? Queen takes knight is rook takes rook mate. Did I just lose this game so badly? A7 queen takes rook check is the problem. Queen takes queen, there's yeah. GG. That was the last game for today. GG. Very good game in the end. I mean, very heartbreaking loss, but